Hello, students, and welcome to the theory class of Modulo 2 in Introducción a la Traducción. Sí, espero que estén muy bien, chicos. Y vamos a comenzar con esta parte teórica. Ya saben que cualquier duda o consulta me manda un mensaje por privado eh, para, para acordar una clase por Zoom. Yo no tengo ningún inconveniente. Espero que entiendan y bueno, que estamos para ayudarlos, ¿sí? Todos los profes. Voy a comenzar compartiendo pantalla para que desarrollemos ahora la parte teórica del módulo, ¿sí? ¿Y qué nos dice o qué nos trae este módulo 2? ¿Sí? There, you can see better, okay? In module 2, we have the classification of words, the word formation, and the word order in phrases, okay? Now, let's see. The first part is the theory explains about how language is divided between two big groups. The structure of words, they are the structure of the language. They are the core, the base, right? And they are always the same. They don't change. That's why, because this group of structured words that make the structure of the language are known also as the closed system. It is a system that it is closed and there it is the core of the language. That's why they don't change. Which words are they? The pronouns, articles, conjunction, auxiliary verbs, and the prepositions, okay? And then you see the second group is the conceptual words. These are the words that carry the meaning, the message, and ideas of the language, okay? And they are also known as the open system, okay? They are called like this because language is a living subject, and as we are continuously creating new conceptual words, okay, that's why they are known as the open system, okay? Because we have constantly the language is dynamic and they are it is always changing, okay? They are developing and it is creating new words, okay? Sorry, with my microphone. And these words are the nouns, adjectives, adverbs, and the verbs, the main verbs, because in the closed system you have the auxiliary verbs and the primary verbs also here of the closed system. And the open system are the lexical verbs or the main verbs, the ones that carry the meaning and the ideas. And this is how language is divided between these two large groups, structural words or conceptual words, belonging to the closed system and the open system, right? Now, these kinds of words, structural and conceptual, they are also known as content and function words. This you can also find this topic like this, okay? According to the different authors, okay? Some authors say they are structural words and conceptual words, and other authors define it as content words and function words. Content words refers to a specific meaning, as you have seen, nouns, verb, adverb, adjectives, and the function words, the articles, conjunction, modalities, auxiliary verbs, as you have seen. Yes, maybe you can find in some websites or in some books structural words and others as functional words, and it is okay because it is the same. Now that we know that there are two big and close and two big systems and how language is divided into words, we are going to see deep in each word. And as you can see in this image, the word can be formed, or yes, or the parts of the word will be the stem, that will be the core of the word, the one that carries the meaning, the stem. And then you have the affixes. They could be some letters that are at the beginning of the word or then at the end of the word. These affixes are divided into prefix, as you say, pre, it is um, at the beginning of the word, and suffixes are at the end of the word. All these affixes also carry a meaning to form the word, okay, to form a word. Then, as you can see, um, they are known as morpheme. A word is a morpheme. There is constituted by a stem and by affixes. They could be prefix and could be suffixes, as you have seen. And in this case, unhappiness, as you see, unhappiness is an structural word, as you see, and it's not an structural word, sorry, it is a conceptual word. And the stem of the word is happy. And the affixes, you have a prefix, there it is and a suffix, there it is next. And they also have meaning that we can see later on, okay? And these are the meanings. The prefixes come at the beginning of the word and they can change the meaning. For example, the prefix and its meaning is not or revulsive. For example, uncovered or unhappy, as we have seen in the previous one. Then you have read, there it is again, or going back, like review. E or in, and the meaning is in, into, or maybe not, as you can see, instead, and impatient, that having a patience. This or did, that would be a way for separated, divided, disrespect. And free means a, okay? You will see that all these prefixes or these morphemes, as you can see, are part of the word. And the suffixes that come at the end of the word also change the meaning of the word. And could be s or the s or es, and that would be more than characters, which is on the verb maker, as you have seen in the third singular person. The ed, it is in the past. Ing, that you know as the gerund form, or the li, like how, in a way, in a manner, safely. Er or, sorry, one who or the person who makes an action. It is compared. A drummer, dishonor or vigor. Shun and some, there it is a noun, naming the quality, then shown, then you have able, yes, all and y'all, and relating to partial, and all these kind of suffixes that you can find at the end of the word. Okay, it's very interesting this part, and to know how the word it is formed, it is constituted. So have a look at some examples on the web, okay, about the prefixes and suffixes, okay, because it's very important, and you know what's the meaning of those words. And this part was known as the word level, okay, how the word it is formed, yes. But then what happens when you see these words at the sentence level? And this is the basic word order, okay? You have always a subject in English, the verb, an object, the place, and the time. That could be, the place can change sometimes. But usually this is the word order in the basic sentence structure, okay? And as you have seen, this word order, as you have seen at the sentence level, it is also important at the phrase level, okay? Remember that the phrase could be a verb phrase, that the core is the verb. Also, there could be a noun phrase where the core, the most important word is the noun. And sometimes, and the adjective phrase, that you can have the adjective as the most important word and then the adverb. Okay. And this is a chart that you may remember maybe from your English classes if you have assisted to English classes in which there is yes, there is an order where you can there is an word order when you want to to say a long sentence or a long phrase. Okay, typically the nominal phrase where you have the determiner. There could be a, for, her, those adjectives, and taking into account an observation and maybe an opinion. It's a beautiful, expensive, a gorgeous, okay, delicious. And then you have the ones that speaks about the physical description with the size, big, little, and enormous, the shape, if it is long, short, if it is square, the age, old, young, and thin, new, the colors, red, black. Then you have the ones from origin, material, qualifiers, like saying touring, hot, hunting, basketball. And at the end, we have the noun, okay? The noun is the most important word in this case. So you have to take into account this word order at the time of forming or making a nominal phrase, or it is important in English, yes. And you have here, okay, some examples in which you have to see the the main word, the principal word. There in all these cases are a noun. You have a noun phrase here. And what's the order? You can see. In the first example, you say the haunted house in the woods. House, it is the nucleus, okay? The main word in this phrase. It is a nominal phrase because you have here the most important word. It is a noun. There it is in this case, the house. As a pre-modifier, you have the haunted. Okay, you have an article and also there an adjective. And in the woods, you have the post modifier, and in this case, it is an adverb, an adverbial phrase, okay? Because you say in is a preposition of place, wood, okay? You know, it is the forest, okay? The forest, yes, it is a place. So you have there a nominal phrase. This is a complex nominal phrase where you have the nucleus or the head of the phrase. There is the important one, the pre-modifier and the post-modifiers. Okay, and you can see how the word or how the phrase can change and become more complex. Okay, you have in the second example a secret garden with enchanted flowers everywhere. Notice with enchanted. Okay, you have also there an adverb. There is post modifier and adverbial phrase, post modifier. In the third one, a young child who live across the street. Who live across the street, you have a relative clause there. As you can see that also you have not only phrases, adverb phrases, but also you can have a relative clause as post modifier of a noun, okay, of a head as the most important one. So take into account, you can read more, or you can ask for more theory about the nominal phrase, how it is formed, and the word order. There it is followed. There it is very important when you are translating. Okay. This was um, the end of this theory part. I hope you have understand and seen the importance for you to know um, how the word is constituted, if it is belong to an structural or to a conceptual word system, um, how this um, you can say tiny word, okay, or morpheme, it is formed, okay, from a stem having the prefixes and the suffixes, and then this word and the order at the sentence level and also at the nominal phrases, also taking into account the adjectives that appear as a pre-modified in the noun at the beginning of the sentence, and if it is size, if it is an adjective opinion, if you have the origins, the qualifier, all these topics are very important at the time of analyzing a phrase and knowing the word order in a sentence. And as I have said, it is very important when you are translating, okay? Remember this part of the word order that in most of the cases in English, it is pre-modifying, okay? But in Spanish, we make some changes because we usually use this pre-modifier as the post-modifier. We tend to set la casa roja, el lápiz azul, but in English, most of the time, you say it is a blue pen, a red house. Okay, so remember these changes and how important they are. And also, when you have long phrases, where's the place of each word? Because there are places for each of the words. It is important to bear in mind this and to know a little bit more about the word formation. Okay. Ah, deseo realmente, chicos, que más o menos hayan entendido, que complementen esta parte de la teoría justamente con eh, lo que leen, perdón, ustedes en el módulo, con lo que más o menos les fui yo ampliando un poquito más en esta clase. Cualquier duda o consulta, por favor, avísenme, me mandan un mensaje para que podamos coordinar y ver todas las dudas. ¿Sí?